you like to think about the past? Isn't there some of it you just as soon forget? You know the old saying, let the dead past bury its dead? Haven't we all wished sometimes that it would? The trouble is, our past isn't just our past. We share it with men and women, some of whom are dead, and some of those we might be glad to know are dead and buried, and others we might hope have forgotten us. The trouble is, we never can be sure. Now, this man, for instance, is not the kind of man who willingly forgets. Is he searching for something or somebody? Somebody, perhaps, who hoped to be forgotten. Let's take a look into the past. Find out.
Good night, Mullet. Good night, Sir Thomas.
You keep a damn fine cellar, Mullet. Wish it were mine.
Thank you, Sir Thomas.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
Good night, you Mullet.
Good night, gentlemen. Rogers? Captain Rogers?
Is it the old trouble?
Mr. Mullet!
Father, what...
Wait a minute, George. I'll deal with this.
Your good health, Captain Rogers.
My name's Mullet.
So I've heard. I don't believe it.
Drink up, pay up, and get out.
Shut the door, Captain Rogers. The more I drink, the louder I talk. But you know that, don't you know, Causer?
My name's Mullet, and I don't know you, Mr. Causer.
Just call me Mr. Captain Rogers. That was my privilege on your ship. You was less particular later.
I never seen you in my life.
You've seen this before, haven't you? On your own arm. Right arm. Show me there's nothing there and I'll believe your name is Mullet. Shut the door, Captain Rogers. That's better. Batten down. We're in for a blow.
I will not have my household or my guests disturbed.
No, you won't, Captain. It's as much as your life's worth.
What do you want, Causer?
As much as your life's worth. I've lived in mortal fear. They hanged you years ago, every step of the way. I thought some poor fools turned him in for the price on his neck. 100 paltry guineas. And I've had all my work for nothing, but no, here we are again. Causa's old pal is alive and kicking.
You were never a friend of mine, Causa. Man, you're lousy. You're crawling with them. You bring jail fever into my house, I'll kill you with my own hands.
You kill me anyway, given half a chance. Do you think I love the lice? I've walked from London, slept rough at Raw. Causa was never a dirty sailor. Captain Rogers, I've known you reek and go in rags, and I know what you did about it. Money gets soap, linen, soft skin. What gets money?
I'll give you hot water, linen, a bed, a meal, and the freedom of the road in the morning.
And a guinea for my pocket, I suppose.
Oh, that too. I've got a penny for a loaf of bread and the toe of my boots.
Easy now, Captain.
You wouldn't dare.
Move within an inch of me and I fire. Man, if I hang, you hang with me. If you live that long. So come on, Captain Rogers. I'm Causa, you're Captain Rogers. You've got to learn to live with that. And with me.
Live with you.
Remember the American frigate, Captain? The fat mate and all that went before and after?
You were there too.
There, I was so close it bled all over me.
You had your share.
And spent it 15 years, Captain. Gold doesn't last forever.
Mine's gone too. You said yourself, 15 years.
As is maybe, you still got all this. We'll go halves in all this until you come up with a big stake.
Never. I'll not live with a leech.
Captain Rogers, I saw that boozing squire ride off. He'll be a magistrate, no doubt. There'll be 3 of them in this room every night. I shouldn't wonder. He'll throw me out tonight and I'll be back in the morning with old Sir Thomas, what's his name? You keep a damn fine cellar, Mullet. I wish it were mine. Perhaps it will be, Captain Rogers, when you're hung in chains and your goods are under the hammer. First, a bath. Now, must I take my bugs to bed with me? Ring for that lackey of yours. Tell him to take hot water and a tub to my room. The best in the house.
Joan, I rang for George.
George has gone to bed. Can I help you? If the gentleman is leaving...
The gentleman is staying.
Mr. Causa will have number 4. Roust out George and get him to put hot water in a tub there. That'll be all, my dear.
Not quite all, Captain Rogers.
My name's Mullet.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Mullet. Not quite all, my dear. When you've talked to George, bring me some food. I've had nothing to eat today. Believe me, it'll be down the hatch before George has brought the water to the boil.
Very well. Though washing generally precedes eating. I'll call George, Father.
Father, you kept that close in the old days. She's a fine wench. Worth any man's whipping. Given time to get around to it. Causa's got time.
You can't stay awake forever.
Father, for God's sake, who is Causa?
That's a question. Who am I? Would his own mother know Causa? Would mine know me?
I know you, Father. You're not his sort.
No, I'm not.
Good morning. Mullet. You must have risen with a lark. Not bad for ready-mades.
Decent. No one would look at you twice.
I might not care for that, Mr. Mullet.
Causa, if I'm nothing else to you, I'm meat and drink. Go and get it. George will give you your breakfast.
In a moment. I'll take a look at that day book first, if you please. On your feet, Mr. Mullet. I'm not meat and drink to you. I'm life or death. Back off. Never stand within arm's reach of me.
I'm not afraid of your arms.
I've a healthy respect for yours, sword or no sword. Yesterday's takings. I asked you, yesterday's takings.
Gross.
Half for Causa, half for you. The longer I have to wait for the big kill, the longer this goes on.
Causa, this is all I've got. This place.
You had 3,000 guineas. And I don't expect to find them under the bed. Government stock, East India stock, something of that kind. And if I don't get half of them, my name's not Causa. And your name is not Mullet.
They don't exist. Go and get your breakfast. That's real. Beef and beer, Causa. What you'll get and all you'll get. George will see to you. I got my household to run.
Father, there's a sirloin of beef I think you should look at. Butcher swears it's prime. I have my doubts.
Good morning, Miss Jones.
It's short, Father. Did that man take it?
Yes.
Do we owe him money?
I owe him nothing.
Did you see him take it?
Yes.
Without your leave, Father?
Yes.
Then he's a thief.
Yes, he's a thief.
Send for Sir Thomas, swear out a warrant, he'll be hanged.
I'll have no talk of hanging. No more of it. No more.
Are there questions I must not ask?
There are.
Only one, then. When shall we have done with Causa?
You wanted the rope for him.
Yes, I did.
Then give him enough rope. Then we'll have done with Causa.
Excellent.
I'm surprised you left the East Indies at all, Sir Thomas. I thought myself once, a chaplain's place out there. You combine it with a little business enterprise. Yes, in 10 years, one could retire comfortably.
If you lived so long.
The mortality is quite horrifying.
Die today, buried today. Effects under the hammer today. Pass the bottle, surgeon. Executor sworn and will executed today. Forgotten tomorrow.
But you survived remarkably, Sir Thomas.
Never felt safe till I got ashore in London.
Hey, you there, waiter. What you about? See to the candles, trim the wicks, man. Do you expect this company to sit in the dark?
Leave that, George. You, sir. Come here. Who the devil are you?
Causa, Sir Thomas. My name is Causa.
George?
Sir?
Who the devil is Causa?
I believe that he assists Mr. Mullet.
Does he indeed? Well, it's news to me that Mr. Mullet needs assistance, especially from a fellow who doesn't know his job.
Learning it, Sir Thomas. I hope for a place of my own.
Do you indeed? What kind of a place? Pothouse? Thieves' kitchen? Yes, I know that cut of your jib. I've seen 1,000 like it. In jail. That's it. Go below, Causa. And stay there while I'm on deck. Oh, what on earth persuaded Mullet to bring a fellow like that into a decent house? George!
Sir.
What's that rogue... oh, no. No, it won't do. George, bring another bottle. You hard question a man's servants, but it's damned odd.
Can't deceive a gentleman. Squire knows a jailbird when he sees one.
George has been here for 10 years.
I don't give a damn if he was born here. He's got to go first thing in the morning. Out.
If anyone's going, it's you.
Hold your tongue.
Do you want to ruin us?
I might at that. Unless George goes.
Rosie,
more bad news.
You've been in the public rooms tonight? Same as last night. Nothing but scum. Father? Father, what is it? Father? Phoebe? Phoebe!
Oh, Miss Joan!
Get Williams. Tell him to ride round to Surgeon Day's and not come back without him.
Miss Joan, Surgeon Day will be drunk more than likely.
Drunk or sober, tell Williams to get him. And then get George from his lodgings. Oh, Father, if you die, I'll kill Causer.
His heart's sound, and there's no question of apoplexy. I dare say it's the old trouble.
Well, what's to do now, then?
No febrifuge, I think. Not yet. And no bloodletting. We shall see when he comes to himself. You'll sit up with him, of course.
Of course.
Very well. I'll look in the morning. Good night, Joe.
Good night.
Allow me, Surgeon. How is Mr. Mullet, Surgeon?
What's it to you, sir?
It concerns me closely.
It concerns Mullet a damn sight closer.
What, is he dying then?
There's no doubt of that.
So it's done for then. Oh, get up! Get out!
Oh, George.
Miss, sit down here.
I'll kill that man.
No, Miss Joan. Not until you know why your father didn't kill him.
I know nothing. I can't think straight anymore.
Look, Miss Joan. May I suggest a night nurse? Old Deborah Crabb is rough but ready.
Oh, very well. From tomorrow night, then.
Good.
Someone must run the house.
Look, I'll stay with him tonight. You go to your bed. We'll see daylight yet.
What else will we see? I'm afraid.
As others might well be afraid, miss.
I'm awake. I knows me duty.
I don't doubt it, Mistress Crabbe.
Who are you, mister? I never saw you before.
I'm Mr. Causer.
Oh, beg pardon.
The room is cold, Mrs. Crabbe.
Miss Jones' orders. Mr. Mullet can't bear a fire.
Well, he won't be wanting this hot drink then, will he? Waste not, want not. Help yourself, Mrs. Crabbe.
Oh, much obliged, I'm sure.
How is Mr. Mullet, Mrs. Crabbe?
I'll be laying him out come Thursday.
You've seen a deal of deathbeds, Mrs. Crabbe. Are you sure?
I give him 3 days and nights, 4 at most.
Drink up, Mrs. Crabbe. The night is long. Time, Mr. Mullet.
Yeah.
Time to pay. Oh, never mind Mistress Crabbe. She doesn't mind us. Dr. Crimp's patent mixture. The sailor's best friend.
I've nothing for you, Causer. You can't bleed a dead man.
I can bleed his heiress, though. His darling daughter.
They can't hang Jones for what I
You
did.
can take what you took. I want half of it, Mullet. I want half for her, half for me. That's fair. But if I get nothing, I'll spill the beans from a safe place, and dear Miss Joan will walk the streets in her shift, singing for her supper.
They'll hang you yet, Causer.
I'll live rich while I'm waiting. Where is it, Mullet, the big steak?
It's not in gold, I told you.
I told you, government stock.
Yeah.
Steady 5%, what every man would like, what Causer means to have. Where is it held, Mullet?
My London agent.
The name, damn you! Give me the name.
Gosling in the Strand. I'll have to write my instructions to sell and a note to my banker in your name. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow, Causer. For God's sake, let me sleep.
You'll sleep all right, but not tonight. And you'll write now.
No, tomorrow, leave it.
Now!
You'll have to lift me.
Come in.
Mrs. Crabbe, Sir Thomas.
Oh, thank you.
Nothing more for me here. Shall I have that removed?
By all means. Well, now, Deborah, you were in Mr. Mullet's bedroom all night.
Yes, sir, I was.
Awake.
Yes, sir.
All night?
Well, of course, sir. I knows me duty.
You'll swear to that?
On the Bible, sir?
Oh, no, that won't be necessary.
Then I swears it, sir.
I'm obliged to you. How is he?
Much better, thank God.
Oh, glad to hear it. Mullet. The man that strangled Causa.
You know the man?
Maybe, maybe not. You've had a fine set of rogues about the place.
One of them?
What more likely?
And when he's caught, they'll hang him?
Why, certainly, my dear. Oh, permit me.
Sir Thomas, Deborah Crabbe sat with my father all night. She heard nothing.
So I'm told. She swears to it. And why shouldn't she? Get well, Mullet. You used to keep a good house. And where else would I find a decent Madras curry?
Tell me, Father. Does anyone else know what Causa knew? Anyone at all? Now that Causa's dead?
A good question. But we can be sure of this at least. The one man who certainly did know never breathed a word of it. Who was that? Why, Captain Rogers, of course. Hold on, though. There may well have been others out of his past who came looking for justice or revenge. Were they beaten as easily as Causa was? I wouldn't think so. But who knows?